Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour. Bonjour Jean.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Enchanté.
Bonjour Mélissa.
Bonjour.
Ahmed.
Bonjour.
Ahmed, Jean et Mélissa. Oui.
Bonjour Équipe W. J'ai quelques petites consignes à vous donner pour commencer. Je prefer in French or English?
English, please.
English? Okay. So you have 20 minutes to present in front of the judges. After that, it'll be followed by a question and answer period of 5 minutes. I have 4 signboards here, and they indicate the time left to your presentation. So I have 1 signboard for 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left, 2 minutes left, and 30 seconds left. So make sure that you pay attention for me to raise the sign. And for the last 10 seconds of your presentation, I'll be counting them on my fingers. And after that, well, you're going to have to move on to the question and answer period. The last thing is, I want to remind you never to mention the name of your school in the front. So I'll let the judges introduce themselves, and then after that, you're going to go over your presentation. Good luck.
In terms of clicker, how do we change slides?
You should be able in front.
Regarding the slides, how could they change the slides?
Oh yeah, you have to do it manually. So somebody must say, like, you don't have a clicker. So someone must
Do you have the keyboard?
No.
Yeah, have a keyboard.
You should have
no,
the
yeah, we do.
keyboard.
There you go.
Yeah, and somebody
Okay.
Yes.
hold on, should I close the door?
So you found it.
Yeah.
So the judges, if you want to introduce yourself for participants.
Vas-y, Louise.
So, you're listening to my name is Louise Cadu. I'm from l'Université du Québec à Trois-Rivières.
Marie Gingras, directrice générale à la Fondation canadienne des jeunes entrepreneurs.
Maxime Gélina de Aspasie Plastifil.
François Jourdain, Innovation, Développement, Économie.
Bonjour Monsieur Gélina et autres membres du comité exécutif. Nous sommes aujourd'hui présents pour vous aider à participer au développement économique de la région de Mauricie. Donc, mon équipe et moi-même allons aujourd'hui vous présenter Plastiaid. Nous savons que le Canada est une région le Québec en général est une région qui est très prospère. On a une économie qui est forte, des bonnes universités et des personnes intelligentes. C'est beaucoup d'opportunités qui ne sont pas utilisées et nous allons vous aider aujourd'hui à les utiliser. Donc, mes collègues, Amen Bain, Sean Final et moi-même, Melissa Sarfati, allons aujourd'hui parler de Plastiaid. Je vais maintenant procéder en anglais, mais n'hésitez pas à me poser des questions en français. Notre agenda aujourd'hui. So our agenda. We're going to start with our current situation, where we stand, then go on and talk about the opportunities that we have, the possible paths we can take, the criteria that are important for us to consider, our recommendation, implementation, and then finally the 3 key points are important to retain from our presentation.
So where do we stand? Aspasie is a very successful, family-owned and family-run company with similar family values. It's quite large, with 200 employees and a vast discipline of subsidiary companies, one of which is Plastifil. Plastifil is an award-winning manufacturer specializing in monofilaments as well as plastic molding and has many ties within the community, in particular in the Gaspésie region. We know you, Maurice region. Sorry.
Yes.
We know you, Mr. we know that you, Mr. Galinaz, are very passionate about the area and would like to give back to the entrepreneurial community and the community as a whole.
So, what is our opportunity right now? We want to basically create a subsidiary organization of the Aspasie Group called Plastiaid. It's going to be a hands-on startup competition and business incubator. It's going to promote the economic development of Mauricie, and it's going to increase the profitability of the Aspasie Group and our bottom line as a whole. So we're just going to go now over the different paths we can take to get to this point.
We thought about multiple approaches we could take to help Plastifil and the Aspasie Group in general to help the Mauricie region in this economic development. So one way we could do so was to transform Plastifil's business model, meaning that we would keep what it is right now and then add on an incubator competition, something that will help the economic development of the Mauricie region. The second thing we could do is to keep the business model as a status quo, not change anything, because Plastifil is actually doing a good job so far. The last thing we could do is establish a new company a new subsidiary, and having this new competition and incubator as a separate entity from Plastifil.
So when looking at the different paths that we could possibly take, our team need to ensure that we maintain 3 core values and 3 core strengths. The first being to promote the economic development of the Mauricie region. We know this is very important to you, and this is something that we must consider. Second is to retain the strengths and the core competencies of our company moving forward in any plans that we implement, which is strengths in service, in timeliness, as well as in quality. And finally, profitability. Nothing that we will recommend to you today will financially risk the stability of our existing operations and will actually provide us with more opportunities moving forward.
So how are we going to take these criteria to consider and find out which of the path to take is really truly the path to take? Well, we took a look at adding this incubator aspect or transforming Plastifil to this industrial incubator. While we did feel that did indeed promote the economic development of the region, we're still unsure as to how we would retain our strength and profitability. Given we have a very successful company right now, do we really want to, quote unquote, mess with a good thing? Do we really want to, harm the stability of that very successful business model? So the alternative of that would be, don't change anything. Keep the status quo going. We have a great thing going with Plastifil and the rest of the SPZ group. However, as we mentioned before, this does not promote the economic development of the region, which was one of the criteria that we had to consider. So we came up with the final alternative, which was to create a brand new subsidiary of the SPZ group called Plastifil. We felt this both retains the strength and the profitability of the organization. However, at the same time, we're now also promoting the economic development and basically allowing new ideas to incubate in the region.
So what is Plastifil? Plastifil is a new entity. Having this name Plastifil, different from Plastifil from SPZ, will help us market our competition. Plastifil will be a hands-on startup competition. We have this. We want to be very different from other competition, thanks to the fact that we have this manufacturing facility. So we will be this hands-on competition, and our goal will be to help out to find the best startup or idea and help them through their implementation and launch of their idea. So the first phase of the competition is the pitch. The pitch is where we can take a look at the ideas of the new entrepreneurs and see which one are the best ones. The concept is the second phase of the competition. In the concept, we test the product and see which one will actually sell. And the last phase is the reality. This is where we pick the winning team and help them throughout the entire process of launching the company and implementing their idea.
So beginning with phase 1. There are 2 rounds of competition in this open competition of the Plastifil. The first step would be for the teams to present a 5-minute business pitch. This puts a time pressure on the teams, and we can really evaluate the entrepreneurs themselves and how they can manage their time and present themselves in such a short time period. Next, all viable 5-minute business plans, any plans that show promise in the initial stages, will move forward and present us a complete, comprehensive, written business plan, as well as present an accompanying 15-minute presentation. And this will give us a full, comprehensive view on what their ideas are and how they see their idea moving forward in time. Now, in terms of marketing our Plastifil competition, we're going to start with the Canadian Foundation of Young Entrepreneurs, as well as other similar regional organizations. Additionally, we'll be targeting schools, universities, graduate programs as well, and also targeting local media. In particular, we'd like to put advertisements in local business-oriented newspapers.
So now, what do we do for the second round of competition? Well, we're going to pick the top 3 finalists from the first round, the most viable business plans as selected by a panel of judges from the SPZ group. And they're going to proceed to conceptualization. Now, how are we going to go about this? Well, we've thought that we have a lot of diverse resources and strengths and competencies within the SPZ group, ranging from a wide variety of support functions within the organization. So we're going to kind of simulate that on a much smaller scale and demonstrate both the breadth and the depth of these resources. So we're going to create a point structure. Essentially, we're giving each finalist 1,000 kind of SPZ points or SPZ dollars. And they get to allocate that as they choose within the organization. So say a plastic prototype might cost 200 points. A new logo might cost 75 points. There's a lot of support functions within the SPZ group. Each of those will cost a certain number of points, and teams can allocate that as they will. Basically, how we're going to pick the winner is we're going to market test the concept. So each concept will, start selling their concept based on the resources and things they purchase with their points, and the concept with the most number of guaranteed purchases, letters of intent, purchase orders, whatnot, will proceed to the actual finalist and become the winner. Oh yes, the winner will enter a long-term relationship with Plastic Aid. So we're going to be investing a $50,000 capital investment. This helps them get off the ground, this helps them start the manufacturing, this helps them with all the support they need. We're also going to pair them up with a mentor within the SPZ organization. So whether that be yourself, Mr. Gilinas, or someone else in the organization more suited towards that specific product. This will help them, with all the questions they might need on the way there. We're going to be giving them office warehouse space. As mentioned, there's 20,000 free square feet within the plastic field warehouse. So we're going to start utilizing that more. They get warehouse space for 12 months. We're also going to give them at-cost manufacturing, so not taking a profit margin for the first year of their product launch. This helps them with the initial upfront costs, getting the purchase orders, and getting the ball rolling essentially. Finally, there's more long-term incentives as they're a partner with the organization in Plastifield. They'll be getting discounted rates and considered part of the bigger network and the resource network. In return, the SPC Group receives 10% of the equity of the company, and also any profits from manufacturing the product for years to come.
So in terms of financials, so given the information, we took the liberty of making some assumptions. One thing we mentioned is that we have 20,000 square feet unutilized. So we want to create office space. Some office space we want to create 10 office space, 2 of which will be allocated to the winner of our competition, and the rest would be rented to other startups. So we assume a $700 rent per month, and so yearly it's $700 rent per month and $63,000 yearly revenue from just renting the office space. In terms of cost, we included the $50,000 cost that we allocate to to the winner of the competition. We assume that the 1,000 point that we allocate will cost us $100, more or less. We assume the $1,000 marketing expense to promote our competition in Mauricie, the Mauricie region. We assume a $50,000 capital expense to create all these offices. Note that we did not include any cost for mentorship program because we assumed that it would be a give back to the community program. Therefore, the mentors will do it voluntarily, and the way we would internally market it is by promoting the giving back to the community, the networking. As you see, it's a pretty big company, 200 people. So probably the incentive of networking with the top executive of the company could be something rewarding for the people participating in this mentorship program, and of course they would network with young entrepreneurs and be part of the economic development of the Mauricie region. So the capital expenditure only includes the building of the office, and probably maybe one machine that may be needed for the production of the new winner product. And so finally we see that we have a minus $66,000 in profit. Well, obviously because of the capital expense and we don't make any money at the beginning. Then we get up to a positive profit thanks to the revenue from the office, renting the office space. So then we have equity stake. So what we assumed is that basically each company, we made a quick, very, very quick valuation of $400,000 per company. Basically, like that is how what the valuation of a company we would invest in would be, and we earn 10% of that. So it's a $40,000 for us. So over 4 years, we will reach $160,000 in equity stake. So it's fairly fairly positive compared to like the investment that we put into it. Now we're going to go into with the implementation side.
Looking at our implementation timeline, we're presenting to you today a 24-month timeline cycle. Right off the bat, we want to start with our building. So we've got 20,000 square feet of unutilized warehouse space. So we're going to start putting in our offices, and we're going to start looking into any potential prototyping machinery that we might need additionally to what we already have available in the same warehouse. Additionally, as Melissa mentioned earlier, we will start our internal marketing for the mentorship program. Seek out potential employees who might be interested in becoming mentors for the various reasons that Melissa talked about earlier. At the 6-month time slot, that's when we will start to market our competition externally. So in the newspapers, to the various schools and students, as well as to the chambers of commerce. Now, from months 9 to months 18 is our 3 phases of the competition. So starting with our first initial pitches, our longer business plans, and then we have a long period of about 3 to 5 months where we're doing our market testing. So we're building the prototypes, and this is really where the mentors really come in to work with our teams and figure out exactly what their products will be moving forward. And then, of course, at the end of our 3 phases, we will select our winner. Our winner will remain with Plastiaid and have the full support of our mentorship program and the resources of the SVC group. And moving forward, we can utilize this timeline in a cyclical fashion. So after our 1 cycle, we will have 1 new entrepreneurial company joining us, and then we'll start it again. So we'll do our marketing once more. We'll continue to refine our mentorship program, and we'll recruit more and more entrepreneurial groups to come and compete and potentially receive the support of Plastiaid. Now, we've also prepared a few contingencies. Not everything always goes exactly as planned. So first, if our competition is unsuccessful or not as successful as we would hope, well, now we have this new office space, which we're utilizing the 20,000 free square footage in our warehouse. We can use this office space and we can rent it out as group workspace, as we see in a few select places, such as Notman House here actually just over in Montreal. So we can rent this space out, charge a fee to entrepreneurs in the region, and actually provide them a low-cost place to work, as well as easy access to potential prototyping machinery, or we can get in there and get great communication with these companies directly in case they would like to form partnerships with Plastiaid or SVC Group. Additionally, if our winner is not profitable, now startups by their inherent nature can be risky operations. They don't all succeed and become large corporations. We feel like this is actually not too large of a risk on our side because of the competitive nature. First of all, we're really vetting the companies. We're taking the cream of the crop by taking them through the various phases of the competition. And secondly, it's really a low investment opportunity for us. There's not a lot of cost. It's a $50,000 initial stake with high returns, and we're really utilizing our existing networks and our existing space. So we feel like it's actually a fairly safe and viable operation.
All right, so in terms of our key takeaways from Plastiaid, first of all, we're going to launch Plastiaid, which is a startup competition and incubator. So rather than just a simple incubator, we're actually taking people, first of all, we're making it into a bit of a more of a game. There's a lot more of a competitive aspect. People are going to be a lot more motivated in it. People are going to be a lot more involved in it. This way, we also are able to select just one select company that ends up making it through to the final incubation process. This lowers our risk and it ensures a very high quality concept and business that comes out of this competition every year. Our goal is to see this become an actually very prestigious opportunity to win the Plastiaid for that year and then to receive the support from the Aspasie group. So by running this competition, we're going to have a 10% equity in any of these companies. We're also going to have a long-term partnership, which is a revenue source for us for manufacturing, for all the support functions that we can provide to them on a as-needed basis. So in this respect, we ensure the profitability and the bottom line of the Aspasie group of Plastofil. We're not risking any of our current successful business models. But we're also promoting the economic development of the region while doing this. So we're allowing new entrepreneurs, new businesses the chance to really succeed in the region. And lastly, we do retain the strengths of the high accuracy, the personalized service, and the excellent quality of the products. And now Melissa will field questions. If you feel more comfortable asking your question in French, she will gladly translate for our unilingual nature.
Thank you. Je te laisse aller, Maxime.
You can go if you have.
No,
you can,
I'll let
okay.
you go first.
So first of all, thank you very much. I have a question about what if we decide to run the competition through as a business-to-business opportunity. I mean, you've talked about potential competitors would be from new entrepreneur startups, and what if company who have product launches wanted to enter the competition? What's your
we feel that we could actually create a secondary, once this is more successful, because this would really be more of the early incubation, the new ideas. If it's successful, we could create a spin-off competition maybe for the more veteran products. So Plastiaid, don't really have a catchy name for it yet, but you can have two parallel ones, so maybe one for more veteran competitions and one for the brand new ideas. Just feel it's a little more complicated to deal with existing products, given the equity and whatnot. That to start fresh is quite a good chance to have a clean slate there.
And how can you? Because sometimes some companies, some product launches will need other types of I mean, about capabilities that Plastofil has. Let's say we don't have the capabilities. How would you arrange so we can adapt to the product of what's needed?
I can do that.
Yeah.
Well, there would be two ways to do it. One would be we could partner up with other. There are a lot of incubators, so we could partner up with one of these incubators, and if it's a large amount of money that they need. The other thing is that we offer them $50,000 money. It's cash money. So like if they need to buy other products or to have other facilities, they could use that money to do so. If we talk about B2B competition, it may be a larger scale money, and we could partner up. So it's not too expensive on that part.
D'autres questions?
Go ahead, guys.
Moi, j'ai une question, je vais vous la poser en français. Qu'est-ce que vous considérez comme la compétition dans ce cas-ci?
What do you consider as a competition in that case? In your case?
So the competition against the competition?
That,
Okay, well, we feel this incubator is different from other incubators as it is a competition. So while you could just apply for another incubator, this allows you to actually work through the different processes. We're bringing them to a pitch then the business plan, then the support, the resources, then finally the thing. So it allows for a more rounded out idea, a more fleshed out idea than perhaps another incubator could offer when they're just throwing services around. So this is more guided, and it's also competitive. So we feel this increases the intrinsic motivation of the competitors, of the entrepreneurs.
To add on to that, we also have the manufacturing part that a lot of competition do not offer. We have this 40,000 square feet open place, so we offer them hands-on competition, which is an element that we did not see anywhere else.
Et combien de temps vous garderiez le projet dans l'entreprise PlastiAid?
How long should we keep the project in Plastier, in our enterprise? Sure. So we would. Vous préférez que je réponde en français?
En français ou en anglais, ça dérange pas.
Donc on garderait en fait le projet pendant un an. C'est-à-dire que pendant un an, on leur offre toutes nos facilités à vraiment des prix réduits. Donc pendant un an, on est dessus, on est mentor de ce projet. Après un an, ils sont donc le gagnant serait de même, donc ils n'ont plus de mentorship programme. Par contre, on continuera avec des prix un peu plus réduits que la compétition pour les aider. Et c'est là où on a les 10% de equity. Donc par contre, le mentorship intense s'arrête au bout d'un an. Et on va sur une autre compagnie après.
Pourriez-vous envisager avoir ou accompagner plus d'une entreprise à la fois?
Could we take on more than one enterprise, one winner at once?
It is possible to do so. In our early, when we were sort of deciding the framework for the competition, we were initially considering to take in more companies at once. But we felt that stretched our resources a little thin, especially in terms of mentorship and whatnot, because we're really trying to push this forward as sort of giving back. So we would not want to task the mentors with too much of their time spent in the PlastiAid division versus their whatever they're doing traditionally right now in their jobs. So in order to maintain the high level of integration with PlastiAid, we would maintain with one company, at least initially, until it would grow larger, as to keep our resources strong and not to wear it thin.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. We're done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Au revoir, monsieur. Au revoir.
Thank you.
Au revoir, merci, madame. Thank you. Thank you.